major national disaster. If you're anything like me, your pets mean the world to you. And if disaster strikes, you want to keep them safe. To prepare for an oncoming disaster, ensure your pet has secure and up-to-date identification. And if you must evacuate, remember to take your disaster preparedness kit with you. To learn more about disaster planning and how to keep your best friends safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
These days, news seems to come from all directions, and it can be overwhelming. Simplify your intake by watching news from where you live. WJFW NBC News Watch 12. We deliver critical local and national news, sports highlights, and weather updates. Watch us daily on Channel 12. Visit us at WJFW.com or like us on Facebook. We are NBC News Watch 12. Your weather forecast 24/7 on WJFW.com.
There is a big concern that mortgage rates remain high, and essentially we lose, a year or two or maybe even three of, a significant building and really putting us behind.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, if you've had trouble finding housing recently, find out what may make things worse in the next few years. Plus,
and we have a few snow showers possible here this afternoon. A little bit of accumulations cannot be ruled out. Your full forecast is coming up.
And learn about the rescue performed by Wisconsin's own We Energies. It's Monday, January 23rd.
Newswatch 12 today with Jackie Smith, Michael Lodeholtz, and Devin Biggs.
Good morning, and thank you for starting your day with us. I'm Jackie Smith.
And I'm Michael Lodeholtz.
And you had an interesting weekend. We spent all of Friday's show telling you to be safe.
I was safe-ish. I got some good skiing in on Friday. That was a fun time up at Whitecap in Wisconsin. Then Saturday went out and headed up to the Porkies and did some skiing there. Took a little fall. I'm fine. I made it into work.
You made it into work.
So I'm here. So I will be going out again skiing this weekend, though. It can't keep me down long.
Oh, absolutely not. Hopefully, I think we're supposed to be getting a little more snow, so anyone else who falls might have a little bit more of a safe fall, and we have Devin to tell us more about it.
Yeah, you had quite the shebang there from what you told me about, so definitely get better, Michael. It's not a good situation, but yeah, as we do start things off, just want a little bit more snow on the way, nothing very meaningful. You'll just see it fall, add a little bit of a dusting to the ground, and that'll be about it. But right now, everything's all good out there this morning over in Park Falls. You can see the clouds out there. Also some fog that's developing out there. Not anything with major reductions in visibility. We have no advisories in effect, but you can see out there, so we'll be good to go. We're starting off quiet this morning. Look what's off toward the north and west. These clouds right here and the snow showers developing will be moving in our direction, going for the northwest, going toward the south and east, and those will arrive later today. Those temperatures right now are a little cooler out there this morning, starting off in the middle teens here across the Northwoods, 17 degrees over in Wausau, 19 degrees over in Stevens Point. And wind chills, you can tell there's a bite to the air this morning. Most of us starting off in the single digits for those wind chills. So long story short, it feels cold to your bare skin, so definitely make sure to bundle up as you head out the door. Your out the door forecast for today, again, temperatures not too bad. We'll make it into the lower 20s this afternoon with a chance for snow showers.
A newly released study shows the housing shortage in Wisconsin will likely get worse over the next decade. It's due to a growing retired population staying in their homes and the recent slowdown in home construction. The study by Forward Analytics says the state needs to build at least 140,000 housing units to keep up with those entering adulthood. Director Dale Knapp says it's going to be about working around the construction slowdown the state has seen due to labor and supply shortages.
There is a big concern that mortgage rates remain high, and essentially we lose, a year or two or maybe even three of, a significant building and really putting us behind.
Knapp added that in the decade prior, about 150,000 homes were built, so the 140,000 goal is doable.
And it was announced that the Wisconsin Emergency Rental Assistance Program will close applications at the end of the month due to low remaining funds. Since launching in 2021, WERA has paid out over $240 million in benefits to support more than 38,000 Wisconsin households with rent, utilities, water, and internet payments. Benefits will stay as long as the funds are available, with priority given to households facing imminent eviction. Housing stability services will continue even after rental benefit funds are gone.
The man who killed a UW college student from Marshfield 15 years ago will never get out of prison. A judge in Wisconsin handed down the decision against David Kale Wednesday. He received a life sentence last year after pleading guilty to killing Brittany Zimmerman. Friday's hearing was to determine if he could ever be eligible for release with supervision. Kale and his attorneys agreed with prosecutors that he should not. Brittany's family says it's been a long road.
I think that she would be grateful to whoever had, helped in getting to today. I don't know other than that. It's extremely difficult to think about that it's taken this long to get to where we are today.
The judge pointed out Kale's long criminal record in helping her reach a decision. Kale apologized to Brittany's family in court, and he said he feels horrible and accepts his punishment. And while Wisconsin We Energy crews were on the way back from California, they rescued several people after a crash.
Crews say earlier this month they saw an SUV lose control, shoot across the freeway, and go airborne, and fall down a 75-foot embankment. The group in the 5-truck convoy safely pulled over and went into action, putting a ladder down the embankment to rescue the driver.
And where this vehicle ended up, it kind of blended in with the surroundings, and there was an off-ramp there, but difficult to see the embankment. Nobody would have seen it from the freeway. So yeah, there was a chance that if we weren't there, she may never have been found until, hours or days later.
As they were bringing her up the embankment, 2 more vehicles slipped and hit the We Energy's bucket truck. So crews jumped in to help them while waiting for EMS. Abortion rallies on both sides of the issue took place around the country this weekend.
While the U.S. Supreme Court removed the constitutional right to terminate a pregnancy last year, on Sunday, the Biden White House says it is taking action to make sure women have access to abortion. John Lawrence reports.
President Joe Biden issues a presidential memorandum that allows access to medication abortion, saying in a statement, quote, "I'll continue to fight to protect a woman's right to choose." Vice President Kamala Harris made the announcement at an abortion rights rally in Florida on Sunday.
Members of our cabinet and our administration are now directed, as of the president's order, to identify barriers to access to prescription medication.
Harris also called on Congress to pass federal protections on the matter.
Let us not be tired or discouraged, because we're on the right side of history.
But not everyone agrees with that stance.
Every day in this country, innocent lives are at stake.
Former coach and NFL player Tony Dungy was among those who took part in the 50th annual March for Life rally in Washington, D.C. Friday.
Those lives are still important to God and in God's eyes.
Abortion is currently legal in about 24 states and banned or severely restricted in 13 others, according to the Guttmacher Institute of Reproductive Rights. The remaining states are either in limbo or legal with restrictions under 20 weeks of pregnancy.
Everyone recognizes abortion up until birth is not something that they want. At the same time, banning all abortions with 0 exceptions isn't something people support. And so where is the middle ground? How do we get there?
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Any potential pro-abortion rights legislation is not likely to pass to the GOP-led House of Representatives.
Last week, lawmakers there passed a bill that requires health care providers to try to preserve the life of an infant in the rare case that a baby is born alive during or after an attempted abortion.
And the time is 5:08, and coming up in international news, we have an update on the ongoing battle in Ukraine while they continue to fight back.
Plus, preparations are well underway for King Charles III's coronation in May. Those stories and more news from around the world when we come back.
If you're a contractor or do-it-yourselfer, make Argonne Lumber your first stop. High-quality materials, personalized service, expert staff, and delivery are just some of the things Argonne Lumber is known for. Stop in and smell the lumber at Argonne Lumber, 2 locations in Argonne and Rhinelander.
Menards is your bathroom headquarters. Delta bathtubs and showers are built for style, design, and durability. Whether you prefer a traditional style or something modern, Delta is the way to go. Get this Delta High Crop shower for just $549.99. Add warmth and beauty to your home with carpet from Shaw. Huntington carpet is soft and luxurious. Get yours today for just 79 cents per square foot. Plus, receive free carpet pad with a purchase of woven back carpet at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Does this sound familiar? You make the minimum payment, but the balance is still the same. You make a payment a few days late. Here come the late fees, past due notice, and the collection calls. We understand dealing with debt problems is not easy. It is stressful and hard, not only for you, but for your loved ones, your family. You're not alone, but you must understand debt problems only get worse unless you take action. If you owe more than $10,000 in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt, please take a minute and call the number on the screen. Learn about programs that have helped thousands of people get out of debt. Reduce your monthly payments, cut interest, and even settle your debt for a lot less than you owe. Save thousands. Get your life back. Call the number on the screen now. It's a free call, free information, and most importantly, you will have options. Remember, waiting will not make the problem go away. Call us. Our lines are now open.
80% of Americans aren't getting their recommended daily physical activity. It's time to get moving, America. Physical therapists and physical therapist assistants are by your side, helping you move through life. Choose physical therapy, and let's keep moving.
Welcome back. Let's get things rolling after this morning. It is Monday morning. Some of you are probably waking up needing an extra cup of coffee this morning. And overall, the weather is dreary enough where you might want that extra cup of coffee this morning. But overall, roads are looking good, so you'll be fine making that morning commute. Maybe a little bit of fog to watch out for. And the visibility is not bad, so we're okay. We can still make that morning commute. It's only down around the Medford area where we're down to 3/4 of a mile there. Other spots, though, just down to a few miles. And that's kind of about it. We've had a little bit of freezing fog in a few spots as well. We have some of that white icing on the trees. That's what we call rime ice. And that happens when you get these super cooled water droplets that stick to the trees and then freeze. That's why we're seeing that hoarfrost occurs on a different set of circumstances when it's really clear and pretty much calm. Let's move things forward right now. We're looking pretty quiet out there right now. And we're going to stay quiet for a little while today, but look what's off toward the north and west. We have this system right here that's going to be tracking off towards the south and east, giving us more snow showers today. Again, nothing very meaningful in accumulations. You'll barely notice it, and that'll be about it. Here's a big picture here. So we have another system off for the north and east causing quite a winter storm in those spots. For us, we have this cold front here that's moving in our neck of the woods. That'll give us a little bit of snow. We will have chances for snow practically every day this week, but the meaning behind it's rather small because it'll just be just enough to notice a few flurries or light snow showers, and that'll be about it. Now, Futurecast moving forward looks a little bit like this. So maybe a few breaks in the clouds later today, but that would be very brief if it does happen, because we will be watching for more snow showers moving in later this afternoon to the overnight period and continuing at least through parts of Tuesday, at least early on. So slight chances can't be ruled out, and maybe a few breaks in the clouds. But again, there's a lot of cloud cover and not too much sunshine, at least anytime soon, before we watch a few more waves of snow flurries I'll be moving in. So again, nothing meaningful on the way at all. This is at least through Tuesday morning. Less than a half-inch possible. You'll barely notice it, and that'll be about all. We will have a little bit of wind to watch out for. Some gusts up to around 20 miles per hour later this afternoon, maybe up to 25 miles per hour if we're lucky. But then look what happens after that. They'll slowly back off, and then by Tuesday morning, maybe a breeze ranging from around 5 to 15 miles per hour, depending on where you're at. But temperatures are chilly out there this morning, right? We had temperatures at around 14 degrees in Rhinelander, 15 degrees in Tomahawk, 17 degrees over in the Wausau area. Factor in the wind, and it looks a little bit like this. It feels like we're in the single digits out there this morning. This is what it feels like to your bare skin. So feels like 2 in Rhinelander and in Antigo. Long story short, definitely make sure to bundle up as you head out the door. Again, that wind will have a little bit of a bite. But 23 degrees today, afternoon snow showers, less than a half inch. Southwest wind up to 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 16 degrees, snow showers, then mostly cloudy. West wind at about 25 miles per hour. Tuesday, 24 degrees, mostly cloudy with a few flurries out there. South wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress, 7-day forecast. More snow showers Wednesday, highs in mid-20s, minimal accumulations again. And I'll be the general idea this week. A lot of these chances for snow will have minimal accumulations, but the chances exist each day for at least some kind of snow showers. But a cool down on the way. Ice fishing men and women will love this. Temperatures cooling off into the teens and single digits for highs next week. And Jackie may not like this. 10 below for that overnight low.
You're dramatic, Devin. Moving on, Israeli police say more than 100,000 people turned out in Tel Aviv Saturday to protest the government of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
It's the largest showing yet in 3 weeks of demonstrations. Thousands more took to the streets in Jerusalem and other cities. Protesters oppose Netanyahu's new government and a series of planned judicial changes, which would let Parliament overturn high court decisions and give politicians more power to appointing judges.
On the front lines, Ukraine is fighting back in the face of grueling Russian attacks on Bakhmut. This video shows Ukrainian drones and artillery hitting Russian positions near the city. Ukraine says it's repelled dozens of Russian attacks across the eastern front. And to the south, Ukraine is disputing Russia's claims on Saturday that it captured several villages in the Zaporizhzhia region. But Ukrainian officials say Russian artillery has destroyed dozens of homes and infrastructure in the area.
Buckingham Palace is revealing details about the 3-day celebration of the coronation of King Charles III. It all begins with the coronation itself on May 6th at Westminster Abbey. Thousands of events will take place across the UK that weekend, and there will be an extra bank holiday the following Monday. Royal watchers believe this coronation will be scaled down from the last one in 1953, when Queen Elizabeth II was crowned. It was the first live televised royal event and went on for 3 hours.
The time is 5:15, and coming up in medical news, rules surrounding ibuprofen within hospitals will be changing soon.
Plus, there's a change coming to the purchase limits on pain relievers for children. Those stories and more health news when we return.
All your local news is just a swipe away with the new and improved Newswatch 12 mobile app. Download the app on all your devices for local news, school closings, full video newscasts, and more. Newswatch 12, news from where you live. The WJFW News app is sponsored by Cellcom.
Go all in with Cellcom as your wireless carrier for one low monthly cost. Get select phones, monthly data, and unlimited talk and text for as low as $24.99 per month. Visit cellcom.com/save.
Largest winter lake race in Wisconsin. Home of the fastest and largest bikini run fundraiser in the world. Make plans now to attend the 2023 Hillers Radar Run on February 3rd and 4th in St. Germain.
As a nurse, your capacity to give is superhuman until it's not. These days, nearly every nurse is exhausted. You deserve an employer who shares your passion for keeping people healthy, including you. Join Peter Christensen Health Center today. Work fewer hours, enjoy regular schedules, rebalance your life with your passion. Your loved ones will thank you. Your new healthcare team will appreciate you. And your new patients will be grateful for you. Quit the chaos. Be your best self. Join us today.
Goodwill starts with you every time you shop and donate. Your support opens the door to new opportunities and creates possibilities for people with barriers to employment. When you shop Goodwill, you'll find home decor, clothing that fits your unique style, and other one-of-a-kind treasures. You'll also keep items out of the landfill, all while supporting job training, financial coaching, and more. When you shop at and donate to Goodwill, you open doors to possibilities for neighbors in your community. Goodwill starts with you.
Huge auction, Merrill, Wisconsin. Polaris ATV, high-end home content, sauna, mopeds, dirt bikes, tools, pool table, and more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Take it away, boys.
On Jeopardy! Last week, 5 different players rotated through the champions podium.
We have another new champion today.
This week, can one of these players put together their own streak?
That's correct. You just ran that category. Things can change very quickly in this game.
Everything.
Let's go for it. We got a game.
10,000, please.
Wow.
All this week on Jeopardy!
Jeopardy! Weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
You're watching NBC 12, your home for dramas, game shows, comedies, and sports. NBC 12, from where you live.
And welcome back. There is a little bit of fog out there this morning, some clouds moving in as well, but overall we're looking pretty good out there right now. Some of you may have noticed that little white glaze in the trees right there, what we call rime ice, which is droplets that are liquid but below freezing, and they freeze as soon as they hit those trees to give us that white glow, or white shade for that matter.
And the Department of Justice is investigating Abbott Laboratories' infant formula plant in Sturgis, Michigan.
Abbott says it plans to fully cooperate with the probe. The plant was shut down for months last year after an FDA inspection found Chronobacter sakazaki bacteria in several areas. The bacteria can be deadly to infants. Similac, Alimentum, and Elecare powdered infant formulas made at the plant were recalled, creating another hurdle for families struggling to get baby formula following supply chain issues.
The FDA is relaxing some rules to make ibuprofen more accessible to hospitals and health systems. Friday, the agency relaxed rules for certain facilities to compound ibuprofen into a liquid. Liquid ibuprofen products are used in medical facilities to treat the current surge in respiratory infections because some patients are unable to swallow solid pills. The FDA says it is aware of reports that hospitals were having trouble obtaining certain approved versions of the liquid drug. This move does not pertain to over-the-counter forms of the medication administered outside of medical facilities.
And there is some hopeful news for sick kids. The shortage of pain and fever relieving medication for children is over. Drugstore Rite Aid removed limitations for online purchases of Tylenol and Motrin products formulated for kids Wednesday. It comes after Walgreens did the same Monday. Those restrictions were put into place when the medications became more difficult to find amid a spike in RSV and flu infections. Those cases have since peaked. Neither retailer ever had purchase limits for in-store customers.
Coming up in the next half hour, see how you can help make sure Meals on Wheels can continue to help as many people as possible.
Plus, find out how you can share the love at the Antigo Public Library this Valentine's Day. Stay with us.
Hey guys, check out all this delicious, locally roasted coffee.
That's why the best way to start your day is with a cup of coffee from Eagle River Roasters.
Newswatch 12 today wants to get that coffee to you through the Mugshot Monday contest.
Huge auction, Rhinelander, Wisconsin. ATVs, boat, like new Chevy Malibu, home contents, Northwoods decor, guns, tools, and more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Take it away, boys.
Your personal information gets exposed so often, it might as well be hanging in a museum. Everyday activities like online shopping, banking, and even data breaches may expose your information and make it dangerously easy to have your identity stolen. No wonder there's a new victim every 3 seconds.
Someone stole my information and tried to buy a car in my name. Felt really devastating, frightened, because I had no control.
And the ways identity thieves can steal and use your information are constantly evolving.
Someone used my information to open up bank accounts in my name. It was terrifying, not knowing what was out there and what had been opened.
Watching your accounts or monitoring your credit may not be enough, but protecting your identity can be easy with LifeLock, a leader in identity theft protection. LifeLock monitors threats to your identity, and if an issue is detected, sends you an alert.
It was a big yes or a big no button. I clicked "That's not me," and LifeLock took it from there.
If you are a victim of identity theft, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it.
If something happens, you have somebody fighting for you. I don't know what I would have done without my restoration specialist.
And you'll be covered by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds, personal expenses, and coverage for lawyers and experts if needed.
With the $1 Million Protection Package, I know LifeLock has me covered.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity, but now it's easy to help protect yourself.
I realize identity theft can happen to anybody, so that's why I signed up for LifeLock.
Join the millions of people already protected by LifeLock, and for a limited time, save 25% with promo code 25TV. LifeLock. Identity theft protection starts here.
Call 1-800-951-7218.
Or go to LifeLock.com/25TV and use promo code 25TV to save 25% on your first year of identity theft protection. Enroll now.
Weather Watch 12 with Devin Biggs, 5 to 7 a.m.
Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Okay, why did one fish slap her friend? Well, to snap her out of it, of course. All right, I am sorry about that one, you guys. Anyway, let's move on with this week's Big Old Fish, and we start off with Hudson Houle, who caught this absolutely gorgeous 24-inch walleye. Now, it says it was caught at a secret spot, and for obvious reasons, that is one big old fish, Hudson. Way to go. Keep on reeling them in. And I guess we're just going to keep it with the Houle family here in this week's Big Old Fish. Our next entry is Wyatt, who caught this 28.5-inch tank of a walleye. Well, again, the Houles aren't giving up any secrets. This was caught in a secret spot, and, again, for good reason. Anyway, Wyatt, that is one big old fish. Way to go. Keep on reeling them in. And last but certainly not least on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Avery Becker of Post Lake. Now, she was on her very first ice fishing trip on Pelican Lake when she caught this beautiful walleye using a sucker minnow with a little help from her dad. Well, that's awesome. Making memories with her dad and catching a big old fish. Way to go, Avery. Keep on reeling them in. All right, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be in a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Norling Taxidermy fish mill is on our website, WJFW.com. And remember, anglers, fish on.
Definitely a little chilly out here this morning. That wind is definitely adding a little bit of a bite to the air. So definitely have the winter coats, have the gloves, have many ways to stay warm this morning. You'll definitely need them. Park Falls is looking pretty quiet out there right now. You can see at a good distance, so we're looking pretty good. And that department of visibility map is showing where the fog is presently at. So that's mainly at around the Medford area where we're seeing visibility levels at about a quarter of a mile or so. In Rhineland, we're down to about 5 miles. Anago, 2.5 miles. So a little bit of fog and such, but nothing too ridiculous. Radar and satellite. It's hard to see some of these clouds because they're considered warmer clouds. So we'll show you that radar and satellite if the graphics respond. And that's kind of what we're seeing. We're seeing not much of anything over us because these clouds are considered warmer. So it's hard for the infrared satellite to pick it up, but we do have the clouds moving through this morning. Travel forecast for today, a little cool, but not too bad. We'll see temperatures today in the 20s across the western parts of the state. We'll be watching for snow showers in our neck of the woods today as well, with temperatures reaching for the lower 20s. It's going to feel cooler with that wind, while further down toward the south, not too bad, though. We'll see temperatures down in the 20s and 30s for highs. A little more coming up after the break.
Phillips Winterfest is almost here. Start the fun with the Price County Tavern League Tour and Shop Local event. Enjoy the candlelight walk at the Concrete Park Friday night. On Saturday, the ice fishing contest offers all anglers the chance to win cash and prizes in several categories. Race the Phillips Flurry Snowshoe 5K in person or virtually. Saturday's evening events include the snowmobile parade, ice skating party, and fireworks at Elk Lake Park. Pancake breakfast Sunday morning. Welcome to Winterfest.
Wow, 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 wow. I wish I had a platinum buzzer.
Cyrus! You know my office has a phone.
It's not a motel.
Okay. Oh, why are you naked today? I thought we all were.
American Auto, Tuesday on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Is your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it, but you don't know where to start? Then let VCI Bath & Shower show you how to turn that old bath into an aisle of beauty and functionality. Our residential bathroom solutions provide the best value on the market, and our customer service is second to none. Our cost-effective VCI Bath & Shower family of products has what you need.
Remodeling our bathroom was a big decision for us.
They didn't make a mess out of our house at all. And at the end of the day, we had a beautiful new bathroom. And it was a great experience the whole way through.
We have the best monthly payment programs in the industry, with payments as low as $68 per month, or no interest, no payments for 18 months. For a limited time, be one of the first 100 callers who schedule a free in-home consultation and receive $500 off.
1-800-908-7527. That's 1-800-908-7527.
Factory-trained and certified installers made in the USA and discounts for seniors and military. BCI Bath and Shower, the leader in affordable bathroom products.
News Watch 12 today with Jackie Smith, Michael Lodeholtz, and Devin Biggs.
Good morning and thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Michael Lodeholtz.
And I'm Jackie Smith. Neighbors in Coon Rapids Mobile Home Park are battling with a bird.
They say this wild turkey has been terrorizing the neighborhood, even attacking people and chasing down cars.
As Kirsten Mitchell shows us, neighbors hope something can soon be done.
We named it Reggie after the pardoned turkey and Freebirds because we thought it was silly that it showed up right after Thanksgiving.
Reggie. My cousin started calling her Gladys. Or Gladys. This turkey has literally taken over our life. Is no longer welcome in the neighborhood. It's fearless of water and seemingly people too. Somebody help me! Somebody help me! Rachel Gross says she lives in fear. This turkey attacks me every single day. Follows me. Oh my God. Goes up my stairs and tries to get in my house. When I leave in the car, follows me in my car. The lone wild turkey has drawn blood, pecked at tires, and chased cars. It gets on the back of my husband's truck and follows me. It rode to Chipotle with me one time. Even the cats have to watch their back. But I have to carry my broom and my water bottle and my golf club with me everywhere I go. Emily Alston worries about the kids who live in the mobile home park.
I mean, my 1-year-old grandbaby just moved in with us, and I'm afraid to even, take her outside, especially when the weather gets nice, we can't have people over, we can't have a barbecue.
The kids that walk to the bus stop every morning, I have to come out and help them. But now they're smart and they carry sticks. Rachel and Emily say they've tried everything from contacting the wildlife experts at DNR to even calling 911 when this turkey wouldn't let Rachel leave her house for hours. Can you please hurry up, police officers? They've taken down bird feeders like the DNR suggested, but can't say the same for others. They don't want to harm the turkey, just want it to trot somewhere else.
It's not safe for anybody, including the turkey. So I would just like it to be relocated to a place where it can live with other turkeys and be happier, and it's not going to be a nuisance to people or potentially hurt somebody.
She's lonely and I feel bad, but why can't they just relocate this bird, please? In Coon Rapids, Kirsten Mitchell, WCCO 4 News.
The DNR says not to let turkeys like Reggie or Gladys intimidate you. It recommends scaring them so they don't settle in your neighborhood.
That is, I've seen turkeys just walking around and stuff. We have them all the time in my neighborhood back home, but I've never seen them, terrorize anyone.
Honestly, they can be pretty frightening, but I think a little more frightening bird, probably a goose. The geese around here,
I genuinely thought you were going to say a frightening bird, Devin Biggs.
Speaking of which, here's our frightening bird, Devin Biggs.
Genuinely thought that's what he was going to say.
You all see how I get treated around here.
Hey, I don't think it. I just thought that's where that was going.
I honestly thought that was going there as well. But yeah,
what is this?
Yeah, I know. Serious note, Canadian geese, they can be ferocious. That's probably the best word to use, especially when they're protecting their young. So always be careful with Canadian geese. But otherwise, I guess I'm considered a terrifying bird now, apparently, according to Michael. So so he says no. We'll let you decide at home if he said that or not. But otherwise, let's get things rolling out there this morning. Minocqua looking pretty quiet at this point. Traffic, whatever traffic's out there this morning, is moving along fine. You can see the lights reflecting off the clouds there, so we do have fog, some clouds, maybe a little bit of flurries or drizzle as well this morning. But otherwise, looking quiet. The clouds are considered warm, which is why our infrared satellite's not picking it up, and I can't quite show you the visible satellite because the sun's not up just yet. But we are watching some snow off toward the north and west. That'll be moving in our direction later on this afternoon and giving us less than a ½ inch of snow, so it will not be anything meaningful at all. Those temperatures right now, teens. We're pretty chilly out there this morning, even some upper teens further down toward the south. So when you factor that in with the wind chill, it feels a little bit like this. It feels like single digits out there in many spots. So long story short, bundle up. I was just outside, and there's definitely a bite to the air this morning. Your bus stop forecast to get the kids off to school, middle teens, mostly cloudy. Don't forget that wind chill will make it feel cooler as the kids do come home. A little bit warmer, lower 20s with a mostly cloudy sky.
Thank you, Devin. Meals on Wheels serves over 200 homebound individuals in Oneida County, and they have around 40 drivers, but they could use some more. Meals on Wheels delivers food daily to people in Rhinelander, Minocqua, Woodruff, Nokomis, Three Lakes, and more towns in Oneida County. Volunteers not only make sure people have a hot, nutritious meal, it's also an important safety check for individuals often living alone. Reach out to the ADRC to volunteer, and it can be as short as an hour every week. And if you don't want to drive, volunteers are needed in the kitchen as well.
Libraries are more than just for books nowadays. Many people rely on libraries for connection, whether that's to the internet or with other community members. The Antigo Public Library had 40,000 visitors in 2022, and they're hoping for an even bigger number in 2023. They are starting a new marketing campaign in advance of Valentine's Day called Tell Your Library Love Story. They're looking for personal stories. To learn more, go to the Antigo Public Library website or find a printed form at the front desk. And protesters in favor of women's reproductive rights gathered around the country over the weekend.
That includes right here in central Wisconsin as the 50th anniversary of Roe v. Wade's Supreme Court decision was observed. At Wausau's 400 block, organizer Nancy Stencil said the rally is bigger than Roe because of the upcoming state Supreme Court elections. On February 21st, the primary election for the Wisconsin Supreme Court will be held, and on April 4th, the state will elect a new Supreme Court justice.
There's a primary on February 21st. There's 2 candidates that are progressive. There's 2 that are not. And it is important to get out there and vote. It's the only way you're going to change things.
Stencil went on to say that while there are rallies which take place in much larger cities, it is important for them in Wausau to express their opinions.
Even cities that are not as large as Milwaukee and Madison needs to be represented. We're just as important.
In the nation's capital, abortion rights groups marched through the streets, waving banners and chanting, demanding better abortion care access. The anniversary comes just a few months after the Supreme Court overturned the landmark legislation and a couple days after the annual National March for Life rally.
A local tribe is furthering their mission of a better environment through nearly $100,000 in donations. Sakagan Chairman Robert Van Zyl Jr. and the rest of the Tribal Council welcomed representatives from the 15 organizations to Mole Lake to accept the donations. The partnership created over the years has helped fund projects such as installing buoys and ropes at swimming beaches, providing public education at boat landings, and funding fish restocking in lakes.
These are donations from our gaming compact from the state, and this relationship that we have with the state, the counties, the cities, the municipalities.
The tribe says the common goal of clean lake water helps create a better environment for everyone. The Big Sand Lake Property Owners Association has received funds from the tribe for the last 3 years, and they hope to continue the collaboration.
More of a partnership with the Sakagan to kind of take care of the mutual interests we both have in the lake as far as the health of the lake, the fisheries.
Musial says they will use the funds to help educate boaters about aquatic invasive species to help stop the spread.
For 60 years, Eagle River has played host to the World Championship Snowmobile Derbies, bringing visitors to a region which was the birthplace of snowmobile.
Today, our own Saul Meyer met up with the Derby Complex president, Tom Anderson, to get a feel for one of the Northwoods' most treasured traditions.
The World Championship Derbies are happening this weekend in Eagle River, where racers from all over are trying to compete to see who can bring home that Golden Eagle.
It's been nicknamed the Indianapolis 500 of snowmobiling. People want to come to race at Eagle River and win an eagle.
It's crazy to think a tradition as rich as this came from something small.
They started it back on a little dollar lake here in Eagle River in 1964. Within 3 or 4 years, 5 years, it just mushroomed and boomerang.
The boomerang has been going strong in Eagle River for 60 years now.
And of course, that was the height of the snowmobile program, too. And now it's 60 years of tradition. It's tradition. We have people that have coming here One guy came in the other day, he's never missed a race in 60 years.
And this race narrowly avoided disaster with the lack of snowfall that northern Wisconsin has been getting this winter.
Then that snow came on Thursday. Thank goodness it came Thursday instead of Friday, because we would have had a very tough time yesterday putting races on. But we got it done. It's been a great boon for the community to have trail sleds running all over.
Reporting here in the snowmobile capital of the world in Eagle River, I'm Saul Meyer, Newswatch 12.
And coming up, we have some news you can use, including some sweet perks that are coming back to United and Delta flights.
Plus, see how Southwest is looking to repay their workers following the intense service outages. Those stories and more consumer news after this.
Our local shelters have lots of furry friends in need of loving homes. Watch Newswatch 12 today, every Friday morning, to see a new cuddly cat or dog ready for you to adopt. Homeward Bound on Newswatch 12 today is sponsored by Paws and Claws.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block. Call SureDry. Leaning or bowing basement walls? Call SureDry. Sticking windows or doors? Call SureDry. Settling or sinking foundation? That's right. Call SureDry. It's a fact. Foundation problems don't get better with time. They get better with SureDry. Schedule your free estimate today.
Bam! My accident? My accident happened in a second.
My settlement? That's taking a really long time.
If you've been injured in an accident and need money now while your case settles, call Oasis today.
Better days start today. Get the cash you need with Oasis.
There's no risk. If you lose your case, you don't have to pay Oasis back, ever. Applying for Oasis Express Cash is easy and takes 3 minutes. We'll work with your attorney, and if you're approved, get you $500 to $100,000 in as little as 24 hours. Use it for bills, rent, whatever you need help with. So call now or go online to apply. Remember, there's no risk to you.
Better days.
Better days.
Better days start today.
Oasis Financial, because life moves faster than your case.
Call now. Once approved, get your money in as little as 24 hours. 1-800-745-9991.
The Northwoods provides plenty of beauty year-round, and the weather events that develop can produce some amazing photos. Submit yours online at WJFW's weather photo section on the website to share with the WJFW weather team.
Welcome back. Let's get things started here on this Monday morning. You might need that extra cup of coffee today because it's definitely dreary out there. People are already making their commute to wherever they need to go. And we can definitely see there's definitely some light reflecting off of the clouds. So that definitely means we have that along with some fog. Maybe some drizzle and flurries out there too. But on top of that, we can't confirm fog. Look what's going on in Medford, down to half-mile visibilities in those spots, with other spots down to a few miles or less. It's not as bad in the Northwoods, but you notice it a little bit more further down toward the south. But otherwise, here's a general idea. So we're quiet right now in our neck of the woods. Hardly any cloud. We do have plenty of clouds over us. I accidentally said hardly because you don't see anything on the map. These clouds are considered warmer and not very tall, for lack of a better term. So it's kind of hard for the infrared satellite to see that. But we do see more clouds off to the north and west that the infrared satellite is seeing. That satellite does measure the temperature, and unfortunately we have to rely on just that this morning because the sun's not up just yet. But otherwise, here's a cold front off toward the north that's going to be moving in. That's going to be giving us some more snow showers on the way as we head towards the afternoon period, and not much in the way of any accumulations. We're just going to be seeing this a little bit, not be about all. We might even get a break in the clouds briefly before we head later into the afternoon period with more of that snow moving in. And it's going to be kind of the general idea and the pattern this week. We're going to have some intermittent snow flurries and snow showers and maybe some breaks in the clouds as well, kind of like what we're seeing as we head towards Tuesday morning. Then, of course, more clouds moving in again. So this pattern is going to stay rather repetitive and rather boring this week. So I know many could use a little bit more snow or maybe some sunshine for that matter, but not a lot of that on the way. But otherwise, running this all the way through Tuesday morning, less than a half-inch possible for snow before we're all finished up. Nothing meaningful. You'll notice the snow falling, and that'll be about all. But we do have some wind on the way, gusting up to around 20 miles per hour today. Out of the west, going toward the east, maybe some gusts up to 25 miles per hour as well. Starting to back off later tonight, but really calming down, especially as we head near Tuesday. And it feels chilly out there this morning. Look at the air temperatures. We're in the teens out there, with lower to middle teens further off towards the north and a tad bit warmer further down toward the south, where other spots are in the upper teens or even lower 20s this morning. Not very warm out there, and you factor in the wind chill, it feels a little bit like this. It feels like 2 degrees in Rhinelander, feels like 4 degrees in Antigo, feels like 9 degrees in Mosinee. So you get the general idea. It is chilly out there this morning, so definitely have the winter coat ready. There's definitely a bite to the air as you head out the door. So we're today 23 degrees, afternoon snow showers, southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Moving ahead towards tonight, 16 degrees, snow showers, then becoming mostly cloudy. We'll catch a break for a while. West wind at about 25 miles per hour. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. Yes, there's chances for snow every day, but it's kind of those cases where it's not a big deal. We'll notice some flurries, some light snow showers. Really not much meaningful snow accumulations on the way anytime soon, but we do have chances for some kind of snow showers or snow flurries each and every day. But I do call your attention toward later into the week. Look what happens in the weekend. Temperatures fall with a cold blast moving in. That might be good to help solidifying the ice more on the area lakes moving forward.
After being put on the shelf during the pandemic, Tasty Treats are on the way back for premium flyers of 2 major airlines.
Delta and United say desserts are returning for customers of the carrier's highest level of service. United Airlines Sunday Cart will again roll down the aisle for its Polaris business class during long international flights. At the moment, the ice cream cart is available on some flights out of San Francisco, with expanded service next month. Delta Airlines returns its dessert cart to include ice cream, cake, cheese, and fruit. The airline industry scaled back in-flight offerings during the worst year of the pandemic. Since then, domestic travel has surged, but there's been a lag in passenger volume for international flying.
And Southwest Airlines has agreed to pay its pilots an estimated $45 million in bonus gratitude pay. This in return for working through the company's service meltdown during the holiday travel period at the end of last year. Other Southwest employee groups who worked through the period will also receive compensation, although the airline didn't specify how much. Southwest has about 9,400 pilots. The estimated cost of their bonus pay was disclosed in a message from the Southwest Airline Pilots Association to its membership, saying the gratitude pay will be equal to 50% of the pilot's regular pay, excluding holiday pay, sick pay, or vacation time. Southwest canceled nearly 17,000 flights between December 21st to December 29th. It cost the company between $725 million and $825 million.
And some scented candles sold at discount retailer Ross Dress for Less are being recalled due to a fire and injury hazard. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the Taylor & Finch 6-wick scented candles can combust while lit, causing the glass container to break. According to the CPSC, Ross received 5 reports of this happening with the candles. There was just 1 report of a minor injury. The recalled candles come in 2 scents, spiced apple and rosewood, and cedarwood and clove. They sold for $17 at Ross locations nationwide from August through October of 2022.
The parking lots at Disney World's Epcot theme park in Florida are getting a fun refresh of new character names and signs to help guests remember where they parked. The Epcot parking lot will be divided in 2 and will soon have a character marquee from some more recent Disney films. For the Earthside parking lot, there will be signs featuring characters like Crush, Dory, Hi-Hi, and Moana. And for the Space Side parking lot, there will be character signs that include Rocket, Gamora, Wally, and Eve. In addition, there's a new car locator feature in the My Disney Experience app to keep track of where you park your car at Disney.
We have some tactics and strategies that we give law enforcement specifically to help out at our scenes, and they're here today, and we're really fortunate to have them with us today.
Coming up at 6, the Arborvita Fire and Rescue Department hosted a traffic management training over the weekend.
Hear about how they hope this training will work to help better the community.
You Bet Your Life. Thanks for tuning in. You know, folks, when Kevin Eubanks was born, his mother was watching a game show at the time. Huh? Coincidence? You be the judge. Kev, who have you found?
I've got a woman who was a teen gambler.
A teen gambler.
Teen.
All right.
And a woman who took an advanced mime class in high school.
Advanced mime?
Advanced. She's
what? That means they talk? I want to find out. Look, now, before we meet these two exciting players, Kev, tell us what the secret word is.
The Bingo Blitz secret word is painting.
Painting, okay. We partner with our friends once again at Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download it today. Let's meet these first two players meeting here for the first time. Kev, bring them on out.
Please welcome Danielle, New Jersey's Teacher of the Year.
Wow.
And Alexandra, a former New York City tour bus guide.
Well, nice to meet you both. How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Teacher of the Year. That's pretty cool. Congratulations.
Yes.
Need to update your furniture? Menards has the furniture you need in stock. Plus, you get a free rug. That's right. Buy any upholstered living room furniture at $2.99 or more and get a free 5x7 area rug. That's $149.99 in savings. Need a new chair? How about a sectional, a new recliner, or love seat? Buy one today, get a free rug. Hurry up. Get to Menards before they're gone. In-store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
Real Estate Auction, Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Beautiful 3-bedroom home with attached garage, finished basement, blacktop drive, wraparound, composite deck, greenhouse, pole building, and more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Live with an important winter feather forecast. It's going to be quite chilly.
Some birds are looking to stay fit in the cold weather with warm-ups, while others are filling up on Cardinal candy.
It's important to stay impeccably dressed at this time. Now grab your cranberry and write this down.
Our Seed Cylinder stock-up sale is on now through the end of January. Get 25% off all Seed Cylinders and characters.
You'd be nuts to miss it.
This is a special report for people who want the facts about reverse mortgages without the hype. You've seen a lot of commercials telling you how you can turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. But do you really know if a reverse mortgage loan can help you? Call today. For a limited time only, we'll send you a free special report, Reverse Mortgages, Facts Without the Hype. Did you know that not everyone over 62 can qualify? And you can choose to receive your money monthly or in a lump sum. Call us today and get...
Welcome back. Friends and Seinfeld fans, listen up. You can now stay in the show's famous apartments. Well, kind of.
An Ohio couple have created a sitcom-themed Airbnb for short-term renters dubbed the Sitcom Suites. They come equipped with all your favorite things about the show. Well, except perhaps the characters, that is.
Simone Jameson has details of how staying there will make you feel like you're living inside your favorite sitcom.
Really wanted it to feel like you were literally on a set. If you look at most of these sets, the walls don't go all the way up. It's imaginary, it's not real.
It's a unique experience Cincinnati-based property developers Otto and Brenda Baum want to make available to all short-term renters. This Friends-themed Airbnb and Seinfeld-themed Airbnb in Cincinnati's Pleasant Ridge neighborhood are both exact replicas of the TV classics, chock full of memorabilia.
The door in Seinfeld, the entryway in Seinfeld, I wanted that to be like perfect because you see Kramer come through that door so many times.
And there's going to be some board games, and there's an episode with The Shining and the freezer, so we have The Shining and the freezer.
The Baum's concept for these one-bedroom, one-bathroom sitcom suites came in the height of the pandemic, out of the couple's love for the shows and watching them for hours with their kids in quarantine. They put their plan into action in October.
We thought, you know, it might be fun to actually like go see a set, and then what would be even cooler would be to actually sit in a set, to be able to like live in the set.
Finding all the furnishings, pictures, and more to match came with its own unique challenges. More than 3 months of work that took them to 7 different states, exploring thrift stores, antique shops, Facebook Marketplace, and Craigslist for finds.
It's a tiny set, it's a tiny room. We're dealing, at the end of the day, you still have a finite amount of square footage, so that's probably been the biggest challenge.
One they say the final product makes worthwhile, and one they want TV fans everywhere to share with their loved ones for years to come.
I want them to come here and binge watch Friends and just have time with your friends.
I want people to sort of have that nostalgic, oh, I remember when, or I remember that, or I was doing that at that time. So it's like a feeling, and I think it'll be unique to every person, but in essence, just sort of taking you back to a time and place.
So if you could stay in any TV show's house, apartment, it doesn't have to be a sitcom, what would you stay in?
Barney Stinson's apartment from How I Met Your Mother with all... It just looks fantastic. It's in the giant skyscraper in New York City. He's got the weird Star Wars themed stuff. He's got a great looking kitchen. He's got the hidden rooms. Perfect. What about you?
I don't know. That's a hard one. Like, probably The Loft, New Girl.
Fair, fair.
Meredith's house in Grey's Anatomy. One of, you know, The Circle, one of those apartments in The Circle.
Oof.
But those are like a real place, so there's potential I could stay there.
That's fair. Well, a place that we probably wouldn't want to stay too long is the Weather Deck. A little chilly out there, Devin, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a little chilly out there. There's a bite to the air this morning with the wind, and looks like maybe a few flurries trying to sneak around here as well. So cool out here is definitely the big story this morning with that wind that's currently picking up. Otherwise, it's definitely a winter wonderland here in the Northwoods. But otherwise, over in Minocqua, looking pretty quiet out there. You can see the lights further off in the distance reflecting off the clouds. We have clouds, we have fog, a few flurries this morning as well. Just kind of dreary out there, and there's a visibility map that's showing the reduction in the fog there. So pretty much between a half mile in Medford and other spots, just a few miles for visibility. So that's meaning how far you can see in front of you. But the radar and satellite, the clouds are not very noticeable there because they're not considered very cold compared to the satellite. But further out towards the north and west, more organized stuff is moving in. There's a little bit of snow that'll be moving in later this afternoon to the evening time frame, with less than a half an inch of snow possible there. But 20s across the western parts of the state today with snow showers on the way. For us, we'll also be in the lower 20s, more snow showers there. A little warmer down toward the south and a little bit drier as well, with temperatures that'll be in the 30s, and pretty much that's that. A lot more coming up after the break.
New set, new look, Newswatch 12. Our team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the Northwoods. We are committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. NBC Newswatch 12. News from where you live.
Now get an Escape, Edge, or Explorer SUV with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in Granite Stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Fire flambe or perfectly sear filet, just like the pros. Plus, it's PFOA free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone pan for just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. You get it all. An incredible value.
To order, call 1-800-898-6703. That's 1-800-898-6703 or order online at buygranitestone.com.
Get the latest news on the weekends with Newswatch 12. Saturday and Sunday at 10 with your weekend news team. Kyle Pazorski, Mohammed Abdul Kawi, and Conrad Sapinski. Newswatch 12. Newswatch 12 today with Jackie Smith, Michael Lodeholtz, and Devin Biggs.
Welcome back. Astronomers have a new mind-blowing portrait of the Milky Way. Scientists with the National Science Foundation used a dark energy camera through a telescope in Chile. Over 2 years, the camera captured more than 21,000 exposures that were able to cut through galactic dust that had previously obscured the stars and star-forming region. The portrait reveals more than 3 billion new celestial objects. The leading NSF director said, like results, we're taking a group of over 3 billion people and every single individual is recognizable. The director said astronomers will be poring over this new detailed portrait of the Milky Way for decades to come. You can find more information about it in the Astrophysical Journal supplement. Lots to digest there, both in that story with reading it and just, I mean, you're learning more about the Milky Way. So it's even cool that all these years later, as our technology improves, we can learn more.
I like the example they used of 3 billion people, and you could recognize each one. That kind of makes you realize
that's
how...
That's kind of scary.
Well, yeah.
I don't even know if there's a camera on Earth that can do that yet.
Probably not.
No, it's an impressive feat. Also, it looked just so many things happening on there. It looks kind of like a marble slab or maybe a bowling ball, perhaps. You know, like the little swirls and stuff they have on there.
It's like a galactic-themed bowling alley.
Exactly. It looks just like that. A big old bowling ball we're on.
Yeah, just send it toward the stars and roll a strike.
Exactly. I hope. I mean, if Kevin Kraft was here, I know he's a pretty good bowler.
He is definitely good. Has he bowled a 300 yet?
I have no idea. I know he goes high 200s. He was telling me the key to bowling is having your own ball, apparently.
No, the key to bowling is having the bumpers up.
That might help.
In Jackie's world, that's probably the case.
Hey, actually, I'm a pretty decent bowler.
Sure.
Decent.
Hey. Well,
I don't need the bumpers.
So when Michael gets better, we'll have to go bowling and definitely see where that goes.
Yeah,
anyway, though, let's get to your next 3 days real quick. We do have some snow showers on the way today. Less than a ½ inch possible. Maybe a few flurries Tuesday, then a few more snow showers Wednesday. A little more coming up after the break.
I know that I can handle schooling my children because RVA provides the tools that I need. The RVA has adjusted curriculum by placing children right where their learning is. That's the #1 goal, is to make sure that your children are learning, and so you don't move on if they haven't grasped the concept. You stop, pause, and you make sure that you grasp that before you move on. The RVA will work with your child's needs and will provide the support and the attention that your child not only needs but deserves.
I experienced upper back and neck pain and tightness that caused severe tension headaches pretty much on a daily basis.
Hi, I'm Dr. David Drager. The first thing we do when somebody comes as a new patient is we sit down and we listen. We talk, we have to put the puzzle together. Part of it is you have to have an accurate diagnosis. So many people come in with a misplaced diagnosis, and it leads to years of unnecessary pain.
After regular chiropractor adjustments and the Atlas Pro Felix treatment, my symptoms are gone. I feel amazing. I am grateful for my care that I experienced at Drager Chiropractic.
Discover what's trending in the North Woods on Up North at 4 with Nate Myhawk and Jeff Weller. Local conversations about what it means to live, work, and play up north. Weekdays at 4.
Huge auction, Rhinelander, Wisconsin. ATVs, boat, like new Chevy Malibu, home contents, Northwoods decor, guns, tools, and more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Take it away, boys.
From the moments that shape our lives to those that shape our days, broadcasters are there, delivering the most trusted news that keeps you informed when it matters. We are your neighbors, a trusted voice, a lifeline. We are broadcasters. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Noon News Now with Kevin Kraft and Jeff Weller. Weekdays on News Watch 12.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, hear from a business in Eagle River that recently became the 2022 Business of the Year. Plus,
all right, a few snow flurries will be on the way later today, and maybe a little bit of accumulations. Your full forecast is coming up.
And hear what's to come after the closing of the DNR's investigation into the illegal sales of invasive crayfish. It's Monday, January 23rd.
News Watch 12 today with Jackie Smith, Michael Lodeholtz, and Devin Biggs.
good morning. Thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Michael Lodeholtz.
And I'm Jackie Smith. The Eagle River Revitalization works hard to make the community a better place.
whether it's improving business or making the city more attractive. And because of their efforts, they received an award for the 2022 Business of the Year. To qualify for the award, businesses have to be a chamber member. It showcases businesses and gives them credit for all of the hard work that they do. Executive Director Karen Margolovsky says that she couldn't have won this award by herself.
I mean, it's always nice to be recognized in the community, so it's just exciting to, you know, serve and have the committees working on stuff and then seeing results. And so just by having other people see our results, it's very rewarding too.
Eagle River City Administrator Robin Gaynor says she was honored to give Margolovsky the award.
Karen has gotten a lot of compliments from our city council, and they've been just so happy with how she is doing great work here in the city and pushing projects forward.
Margolovsky told Newswatch 12 that the Eagle River Revitalization Program has a lot of exciting things happening for the city this year. Projects including the Artscape program and Rotary Square. And Eagle River was very busy this week. I drove through it on my way up to the UP. Yes. They had the championships, the World Championship Snowmobile Derby going on.
I wish I had gone to that. That looked like so much fun. It looked like nothing I've seen before.
It was wild. It was packed. There was snowmobiles everywhere. You could see more snowmobiles than cars on the road.
Exactly. And luckily there was enough snow for them to have the snowmobile derby, for them to have the snowmobiles out. And I think we have a small chance of some flurries today, if I'm not mistaken, Devin.
Yeah, maybe a tad bit more than that. So we do have a little bit of snow on the way. So yeah, the snowmobile derby, Jackie, definitely considered like the NASCAR basically when it comes to the snowmobile races up here. So it's a huge event here. But otherwise, let's get things rolling here this morning. We're looking quiet over in Minocqua. The trees, of course, still up. The holiday lights are as well. Pretty much calling the winter lights at this point. But otherwise, we do have clouds tracking in from the northwest to the south and east. And no, do not get the impression that we're clear. We're not. We do have clouds that are overhead. So we're going to be watching for a few snow showers coming in this afternoon. Maybe less than a ½ inch of snowfall on the way. So nothing meaningful will fall. But temperatures right now are in the teens here across the northwoods, even lower 20s farther down toward the south. And when you factor in the wind, oof, there's a bite to the air this morning. It feels like 1 above in Rhinelander. It feels like 2 above in Antigo. So that's just as a result of the wind. So definitely make sure to bundle up as you do head out the door. Forecast for today, lower 20s will be on the way for us with snow showers on the way later this afternoon.
Thank you, Devin. On Saturday, the Arborvita Fire and Rescue Department hosted a traffic management training course for area firefighters. Arborvita firefighter Jeff Beardser presented the course to a group of 30 men and women. He says that more and more lately, knowing how to manage traffic in emergencies is important for fire departments, and that partnership between them and police is crucial when it comes to clearing a scene.
We have some tactics and strategies that we give law enforcement specifically to help out at our scenes, and they're here today, and we're really, really fortunate to have them with us today.
He went on to say that while Saturday's training helps emergency responders, patience and understanding from drivers is just as important to keeping the ones on the scene safe.
When you see flashing lights, when you see whether they're amber, red, blue, understand something's going on up there, and people are trying to perform a task, and they want to do it safely, and they want to go home to their families, and we only ask for your patience, and we ask for your understanding, and slow down and move over.
The training course took 4 hours and was free for those in attendance. Beardser says this training is highly recommended for all emergency responders to take, ensuring there's a uniform approach to traffic control.
The Wisconsin DNR has ended their investigation of the illegal sale of hundreds of invasive crayfish into the state. The investigation was launched in 2019 after a resident reported that a red swamp crawfish for sale in a Milwaukee pet store. The distributor responsible for the crawfish, Abbott Incorporated, had previously been notified by the DNR of Wisconsin's invasive species laws. Although these species are native to the southern U.S., they are not native to the northern United States, including Wisconsin, and are illegal to possess in the state. Abbott Incorporated was found to have delivered hundreds of invasive crawfish to Wisconsin customers over 2 years. Law enforcement have since charged Abbott and issued 147 citation convictions.
Emergency departments are cutting back on opioid prescriptions. And that's according to a report from the CDC showing that opioid prescriptions given in emergency departments dropped to about 8% between 2019 and 2020. That's down from a rate of 12% between 2017 and 2018. Opioid prescriptions have been on a national decline since they reached a peak in 2012. Studies show people who receive opioid prescriptions during emergency department visits are at risk for developing long-term use. Overdose deaths have reached record levels in recent years in the U.S.
And up next in News Watch 12 today, we'll learn more about an upcoming fundraiser to benefit Nath Frederick Place with Tammy.
We'll have that plus more news, sports, and weather from where you live. Stay with us. We're back in 2 minutes.
It's hard being a smoker. I've heard all the lectures.
You know, you shouldn't smoke.
I know all the signs. I've seen all the faces. I know the money it costs me. But that doesn't change the fact that it's hard to quit.
The Wisconsin Tobacco Quit Line. No judgments, just free help and medications. Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Benny's Appliance Service, serving Rhinelander, Eagle River, Minocqua, and surrounding area. 35 years of experience, prompt professional service on all brands, emergency service available.
Hi, I'm Jessica Whitewing Clark from Ho Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. When I want the forecast for Wittenberg, I go to WJFW.com and check my hometown weather.
Your hometown weather, available 24/7 at WJFW.com.
Hope, where are you hiding? I search for you in the seconds, the minutes of each and every day. Hear me as I call out to you. Take my hand. Lift me up as I lift up others. Welcome me home, Father, Mother, Sister, brother, son, daughter. Hear us now. Alone we stood, divided we fell. No longer. Now we choose to make the connection. Our new mission lies within. Visit maketheconnection.net to learn more.
Noon News Now with Kevin Kraft and Jeff Weller. Weekdays on News Watch 12.
Welcome back. Let's get things rolling out there this morning. We have clouds that are currently moving through, some flurries, maybe a little bit of drizzle. So not a fun morning out there, even causing some icing on some of the broadcast towers out there as well. You may have noticed a few radio stations are off the air here across the Northwoods, and weather the blame for that. But otherwise, let's get things rolling out there this morning. We still have fog that's causing some issues out there. Half-mile visibility over in the Medford area. Other spots, though, down to just a few miles, so it's worse further south than in our neck of the woods, so you should be able to make your morning commutes without much issue. We do have clouds overhead. Hard for the satellite imagery to pick it up because the temperatures of the clouds are not very cold. The infrared satellite measures cloud temperatures. We have colder cloud tops farther off towards the north and west. That's why we can see these here. And we even some snow showers developing here. Those will be moving in our direction later on this afternoon. That'll give us the opportunity for less than a ½ inch of snow. So it's nothing meaningful, but we'll at least have a little bit of something on the way that'll fall on top of the 16 or so inches of snow that we've had on the ground recently. Meanwhile, the northeastern U.S. dealing with a winter storm there this morning. So while they're dealing with the fanfare, for us, it's just a little bit more on the quiet side. So futurecast moving forward today, maybe a few breaks in the clouds briefly before more clouds move in as the afternoon progresses. We'll have those snow showers moving through during the afternoon period as well. With a few flurries possible overnight, we'll catch a break afterward, and maybe even a few breaks in the clouds briefly throughout the day for your Tuesday. But again, we're in that repetitive pattern where a few snow showers or snow flurries cannot be ruled out again as we head into your Wednesday. So again, the snow accumulations for today, nothing meaningful at all, even through Tuesday morning, less than a ½ inch before we're all finished up. So you'll just notice it, and that'll be about all there. But we do have a little bit of wind on the way for us today, a few gusts up to 20 to 25 miles per hour out of the west going toward the east, but this will gradually back off as the day progresses on, and really starting to calm down actually as we head towards Tuesday morning. So the wind will be done soon, so that will calm down, but the snow chances will continue for the next several days, although not the biggest chances in the world. But temperatures right now are definitely cooler out there as well. There's a bite to the air this morning with temperatures starting off in the middle teens here across the Northwoods, including 13 degrees in Manitowish Waters, 14 degrees in Rhinelander, even 15 degrees over in the Merrill area, 20 degrees in Stevens Point. But factor in the wind chill. This is what it feels like to your bare skin. It feels like 1 degree in Rhinelander. It feels like 2 degrees in Antigo, maybe a tad bit warmer down south. So definitely have the winter coats ready. There is a bite to the air this morning. Lower 20s is what we'll do for our high temperatures today, with afternoon snow showers on the way. As southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Tonight, 16 degrees, snow showers and mostly cloudy, maybe a few flurries still. West wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. So yeah, you do see chances for snow, but really notice the percentages. So not really anything meaningful though. We'll have flurries, maybe a few snow showers, and that'll be about all. The only thing that's really notable though is really as we head into the weekend, as temperatures cool off as an Arctic blast starts to move in.
Thanks, Devin. We're joined now by Tammy Modick from Nath Frederick Place. Thanks for joining us this morning, Tammy.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yes. So tell us a little, and you know, congratulations. You're not going to be with the Frederick Place for terribly much longer.
No, I have turned in my letter of resignation, and I'll be moving down to the Knoxville, Tennessee area to take on a new job down there.
Yes, and congratulations with that.
Thank you.
But until then, I know there's a great benefit happening. It's the fundraiser anniversary for Nath Frederick Place here in town.
Yep, it's our 12th anniversary. So Frederick Place opened January 31st of 2011 with one resident, and we've never been empty. So this is a special event for me, obviously. It's my last one. But we also haven't met in person for this event in 2 years.
Goodness.
It's all been online. So we're excited to get everybody back. And I think people are just as excited because we only have 20 seats left before we fill up. So.
Wow. And you have to be filled up by Friday, correct?
We have to turn in our numbers on Friday, yes. So that's when everyone has to get their tickets purchased. It is Saturday, February 4th is the event at Cabaret Cove. It is $50 for an individual ticket, as well as we have some packages where they can buy half tables, full tables. All of that information's on our Facebook page and website, but it's a fun event, dessert dash, beverage raffle, live auction, so come celebrate Frederick Place.
So what's a dessert dash?
A dessert dash is each table puts money in an envelope to try to be the highest bidding table.
Okay.
And then at the front of the event venue, there are 15, 20 beautiful desserts that are baked locally. And if your table's first, you get to dash, because we call names off really quickly on the table. So if you have your eye on that fabulous chocolate dessert, you got to bid the highest to be the first one to get it. So
you got to bid high and run fast.
Exactly. We have had a few cake casualties where they've landed in laps, but it is funny. And again, it's a great way to have fun and still raise money for those experiencing homelessness.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the money that's going to be raised from this, it's going to go right back to Frederick Place. And what services would you guys offer, just for those maybe not familiar with the Frederick Place?
Well, as you said, it goes right back to Frederick Place, so 100% stays local. It goes to operate the shelter, so it's case management, it's keeping the lights on, it's keeping the heat on for our bitter day today, you know, and as well as, you know, supporting those and providing the needs that those that are staying at Frederick Place have. Yeah.
And I think you mentioned you guys are doing a silent auction. Is that?
A live auction.
A live auction.
A live auction, yep. So we'll have 10 a little bit higher valued items, and we have an auctioneer who'll be there. And again, it is our largest fundraiser, whether it's in person or not, but we're really glad that it's in person this year and start the year off with a bang. So
absolutely. And for folks interested looking to purchase a ticket, how much does it cost and where can they get it?
It's $50 a piece. They can go right to Frederick Place, 204 West Frederick Street, or they can purchase it online on our website, nathnorthwoods.com.
Well, fantastic.
And then if people want to make any donations, either to help go towards this or just to Frederick Place in general, what is the best way to do that?
If they want to just mail a check, our address is on the website, or if they have PayPal, they can also donate right from the website. So.
Dang, well, Thanks for coming in, Tammy. We appreciate you making the trip in this morning. It was a little chilly out there.
Chilly and early.
It's chilly and early. But hey, early rising.
Exactly, and absolutely hope this event goes fantastic for you guys.
Thank you, and thanks everything that Channel 12 has done for me and for NATH over the 12 years I've been with them, and I'm sure you guys will continue once I leave. So
we hope so, and wish you all the best in your new adventure.
You'll be greatly missed.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and coming up, we have What's Trending, including the newest subscription tier the dating app Tinder is attempting to release.
Plus, fans of Baja Blast may find themselves adding the drink onto their tacos soon. Those stories up next in What's Trending.
The kitchen remodel project was a major project. After checking around, we went to Featherstone, and we were so glad we did. There was electrical work, plumbing, enlarging a doorway, and of course, all the cabinets, countertops, and fixtures. The minute I walked in the door at Featherstone, I knew I was in the right place. Featherstone coordinated every aspect of the project, the whole thing. They made it easy. And I can't say enough about how much we appreciated the personal attention Featherstone gave us.
Largest winter lake race in Wisconsin, home of the fastest and largest bikini run fundraiser in the world. Make plans now to attend the 2023 Hillers Radar Run on February 3rd and 4th in St. Germain.
Live with an important winter feather forecast. It's going to be quite chilly.
Some birds are looking to stay fit in the cold weather with warm-ups, while others are filling up on Cardinal candy. It's important to stay impeccably dressed at this time. Now grab your cranberry and write this down.
Our seed cylinder stock-up sale is on now through the end of January. Get 25% off all seed cylinders and characters.
You'd be nuts to miss it.
Times of transition, whether from a sad event or a joyful one, can leave us feeling adrift. Social connections are an important part of a healthy life. Being isolated and lonely can be harmful to your health. It can lead to high blood pressure, a greater risk of heart disease, and early onset dementia. So it's important to build and maintain connections to people, not just in your family, but others whose relationships bring meaning to your life. Trying a new hobby, volunteering, exercising, even using your phone or other device to stay in touch with others. All these can be great ways to keep up your social connections and your physical and mental well-being. Visit connecttoeffect.org to see if you're at risk of social isolation and find ways to get connected. This message is brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
In Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
DAV helps more than 1 million veterans every year. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
You're watching NBC 12 from where you live.
Welcome back. It is 6:21 and it's time for What's Trending. So how much would you pay to use one of the popular dating apps?
Nothing. Probably a zero.
Tinder wants to know your level of motivation in a pricey new membership that it might offer soon. The app is gauging user interest in a $500 a month commitment.
Okay, you already lost me.
At this point, Tinder's parent company, Match Group, hasn't revealed what additional benefits users would even get. Another of the company's dating apps, Hinge, is also rolling out a pricier membership level. For its, quote, highly motivated daters, there's a tier of $50 to $60 a month, up from the current $35 version. Benefits would include subscribers like seen faster by other users, along with better profile recommendations. The new Hinge offering is expected during the first quarter of the year.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That is interesting. I mean, here's the thing, I don't know how they could like gauge better profile interest, because it's like it's your personal taste. They can't decide who's better than another.
They have ways to find out your algorithm.
I guess if they look at your algorithm like closely, I guess, but still.
Yeah, Facebook and Google are always spying on you. You can talk about, oh, I do have my phone with me. So let's say here I can whip out my phone and say I'm going to talk about, name me something. Name me a type of candy here. So
Twix.
Twix. So talk about Twix or Hershey's or Reese's or something like that. And maybe and just watch. Maybe later I'll check Facebook and I'll start seeing ads for that. It's happened with Cheetos. I mentioned Cheetos, and then later I'm like, I haven't been on Facebook and I start talking about Cheetos. So Cheetos.
I guess.
So
well,
there you go. So Facebook, Google's always listening.
Tinder, if you're listening, I like a tall guy, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Michael,
I'm just saying, who's funny?
Well, I cut you out, Michael. What would you have to say here?
No, I'm just fine. You guys are nailing it. Absolutely. I'm glad that you're enjoying the Facebook and Tinder monitoring of your voice.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I've tried online dating on Hinge, though, and I'm careful about it, though. And I mean, I've had a couple dates, and both haven't been bad. They just never went anywhere. So,
yeah, Devin, us hanging out at the news studio doesn't count as a date.
You know, we're not gonna go into my dating app stories. So we're just
happy Monday, right?
Exactly.
Let's go to the next story.
We're gonna move right along. Mountain Dew Baja Blast has long been a fan favorite beverage. It's even a popular frozen drink at Taco Bell. Ooh. Now, the brand is turning up the heat on the cool drink, making it into a hot sauce. It's in celebration of National Hot Sauce Day, which is this Sunday. Mountain Dew, not Monday Dew. Mountain Dew teamed up with Houston-based sauce shop I Burn to create Baja Blast Hot Sauce. It takes the soda's fruity tropical flavor and adds a blast of heat from habanero and jalapeno peppers, as well as green chilies. Here's the catch, though. They only made 750 bottles of the Baja Blast hot sauce, but they're giving some away. And if you'd like a chance to win your own bottle, go to the Mountain Dew website, complete the entry form, and name 4 dishes you'd use Baja Blast hot sauce for.
You know, I think that would go great on the cheese pizzas you burn every day before the show.
I love me some good pizza, and I like it a little crispier. It isn't burnt. I just don't want it soggy dough underneath. I want it crisp.
So long story short, we should have a fire extinguisher ready to go whenever
Mike's making a pizza.
I've never caught a pizza on fire. Like some people when their ovens start on fire, right, Jackie?
Jackie.
Yeah, I can't believe Flora caught my oven on fire. That was so crazy.
Throw your cat under the bus.
Goodness gracious.
Wow, that is shady right there.
I don't want to talk about it.
We don't want to talk about it. We're going to move right along to the next.
We're just going to ride into the next story.
This weekend was your last chance to ride the Magic Kingdom Splash Mountain. I have been on that ride as a kid, and that was a fun one. It opened in 1992. Disney World closed the popular water ride Sunday night. The Florida attraction, which opened, as I just said, in 1992, includes characters from the 1946 Disney film Song of the South, which critics claim portrays racial stereotypes. In 2020, Disney announced that Splash Mountain would be turned into Tanya's Bayou Adventure from Princess and the Frog.
Tiana.
Tiana, thank you. Clearly, you're a bigger Disney fan than I am, and I'm pretty passionate about Disney too. Tiana, you said again?
Tiana.
It's scheduled to open next year, and Disneyland in California is also transforming its Splash Mountain ride, although it's not yet clear when the attraction will stop running. So, in my opinion, I'd say, is it going with the same theme as Florida, or is it going...
Maybe.
It'll probably be a little different.
Yeah, probably, though. So, yeah, I mean, I rode that ride when I was a child, though, so obviously the way they built the ride was definitely very fun for the time being, though. It definitely had a little bit of a southern feel to that, so it's kind of tough to see it close down, but obviously times have changed where some things that were foreseen acceptable in the 40s and 90s and whatever are not acceptable anymore, so sometimes some changes need to happen. Just like we need to change the tune here. A lot more coming up after the break.
Sinking driveway? Call SureDry. Settling patio? Call SureDry. Uneven pool deck? Call SureDry. Collapsing stoop? Call SureDry. Cracking sidewalk? That's right, call SureDry. It's a fact. Concrete problems don't get better with time. They get better with SureDry. Schedule your free estimate today.
Hey there, I'm Lance Bass, and this is CHIP. For more than 100 years, American Humane has been on the front lines protecting animals in times of crisis. From Pearl Harbor to 9/11, the California wildfires, and the coronavirus pandemic. American Humane Rescue has provided life-saving assistance for animals in virtually every major national disaster. If you're anything like me, your pets mean the world to you. And if disaster strikes, you want to keep them safe. To prepare for an oncoming disaster, ensure your pet has secure and up-to-date identification. And if you must evacuate, remember to take your disaster preparedness kit with you. To learn more about disaster planning and how to keep your best friends safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
You've decided to go back to school. Good for you. Which would you rather do? Get up early, get dressed, drive to college, find a parking spot, walk across campus, only to sit in a giant lecture hall, or earn your degree from home with Independence University. We'll even provide you with a new laptop and tablet to keep when you graduate, and a personal student success team. Independence University. Online, but never alone.
Call 1-800-397-2159. 1-800-397-2159.
Welcome back. As you're traveling across the state today, we'll see temperatures out be in the middle to upper 20s across the western parts of the state with a few afternoon snow showers. Will be a little bit cooler temperatures in the lower 20s, a few snow showers as well, less than a half an inch possible there. A tad bit warmer further down to the south. We're upper 20s and a few 30s will be on the way. I hear music. It is time for the Birthday Club.
Jam, pump it up while your feet are stumping, and the jam is pumping. Look ahead, the crowd is jumping. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, cause that's where the party's at, and you find out if you do that. A place to stay. Get your booty on the floor tonight. Make my day.
Pet messes, kid spills, life happens. Keep it clean with Alpha Clean. Alpha Clean's low moisture carpet cleaning dries in 1 to 2 hours, so you can keep getting on with life. It's not clean until it's Alpha Clean.
Keeping your family close together in your home these days are important. Let us remodel your kitchen and bath. Kitchen Bath Mart specializes in complete remodels for the past 35 years. From design to install, we'll take good care of you. Stop in or call us today at Kitchen Bath Mart. We're your #1 choice in kitchen and bath remodeling. Highway 70 East in Arborvitae.
Now get an Escape, Edge, or Explorer SUV with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Bam! My accident? My accident happened in a second.
My settlement? That's taking a really long time.
If you've been injured in an accident and need money now while your case settles, call Oasis today.
Better days start today. Get the cash you need with Oasis.
There's no risk. If you lose your case, you don't have to pay Oasis back, ever. Applying for Oasis Express Cash is easy and takes 3 minutes. We'll work with your attorney, and if you're approved, get you $500,000 to $100,000 in as little as 24 hours. Use it for bills, rent, whatever you need help with. So call now or go online to apply. Remember, there's no risk to you.
Better days.
Better days.
Better days start today.
Oasis Financial, because life moves faster than your case.
Call now. Once approved, get your money in as little as 24 hours. 1-800-745-9991.
New set, new look, Newswatch 12. Our team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the Northwoods. We are committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. NBC Newswatch 12. News from where you live.
And we stand beside our decision full-heartedly, knowing that it was the right one to make.
Right now on Newswatch 12 today, find out more on why this year's Hillerator run has been canceled. Plus,
we have clouds and a few flurries and some drizzle moving around this morning, along with some fog. Your full forecast is coming up.
And find out what the Pine River Fire Department did with a recent grant. It's Monday, January 23rd.
News Watch 12 today with Jackie Smith, Michael Lodeholtz, and Devin Biggs.
Good morning and welcome to News Watch 12 today. I'm Jackie Smith.
And I'm Michael Lodeholtz. It was announced yesterday that the Hillers Radar Run will be canceled this year due to unsafe conditions on Little St. Germain Lake. Hillers Radar Run director Amy Greenberg said in a recorded statement this weekend that the decision was not easy.
With the rain, the warmer temperatures, and the significant snowfall this week, it has created the perfect storm to ruin the West Bay of Little St. Germain and to deem it unsafe to hold our event.
Greenberg went on to say that the organizers' #1 priority is safety of all who participate.
And we stand beside our decision full-heartedly, knowing that it was the right one to make.
The races were scheduled to take place on February 3rd and 4th.
You know, with how the weather's been lately, like some days it'll snow, but then it'll be a little warmer, kind of melting that snow. The weather's just kind of been all over the place the past few months.
It really has been sporadic. Can't really pin it down. And I think we even have some colder temps in our extended forecast. Devin Biggs in the Weather Center now. Devin, what's this tricky weather looking like?
Yeah, you're right. There is a cold snap on the way later to the extended forecast period. That's going to help out a little bit with the lakes, although it's been kind of intermittent with how they freeze. For now, though, we just have clouds out there this morning, some flurries, some drizzle, fog, but there is some snow off toward the north and west moving in our direction. Now it'll give us a little bit of snow accumulations later on. About less than ½ inch will be the general idea, so nothing extreme going on there. 14 degrees right now in the Northwoods, at least Eagle River and Rhinelander. 13 degrees in Arborvitae, 15 degrees in Land O'Lakes, upper teens in Marathon County, and also in Stevens Point. So definitely chilly out there. Factor in the wind chill, definitely feeling a lot cooler out there as well. Temperature is close to 0. Bust out forecast as you get the kids off to school. Middle teens, mostly cloudy as they head off, but as they do come home, lower 20s, mostly cloudy.
Thank you, Devin. A fire has displaced several residents of the Coach House Apartments building in Minocqua, located at 304 Oneida Street, and this happened Saturday evening. Fire Chief Luke Taylor tells Newswatch 12 that the building housed 10 total units and that the Red Cross has been in contact with the residents. The building sits on the south side of the downtown area near the Highway 51 bridge. The fire was reported Saturday and saw 11 area fire departments respond. Fire Chief Taylor says it took approximately 4 hours to clear the scene, and the cause of the fire is under investigation, but Taylor says with the amount of damage caused, it will likely take a while to determine a cause. Taylor also extends thanks to all area first responders who helped out.
You may have heard of Comic-Con, a convention which focuses on comic books held each year in San Diego, but have you heard of EverCon? It's an event which has been a bit of a tradition for 23 years in central Wisconsin, bringing in gaming enthusiasts from all over the state for a weekend to share their love for anything from card games to the popular video games like Super Smash Bros. Convention owner Matt Pijon says there's something for everyone.
We have the entire convention center this year. So we've got board games, role-playing games. We have lightsaber duels. Last night we had a wrestling tournament.
He says this is the biggest event in EverCon's history, with an estimated 2,000 people or more who are expected to show up.
This is a dream come true. This is like what I consider my happy place. This is, you know, when I think of that place I want to be, this is it.
While the event has ended, gamers enjoyed their time and look forward to next year. And Saturday, the Wausau Conservatory of Music presented their second annual Rock-Infused Orchestra,
which features over 200 students from the Wausau area. Students showed up starting at 9 and then had all day until 3 p.m. to practice together before performing in front of a large audience. Executive Director Olivia Hill says the concert wouldn't be possible without the help of many teachers from around the area.
There's so many people involved to make this happen. Every single orchestra teacher, middle school and high school teacher in the Wausau District and the DC Everett School District is involved.
Hill added that the day camp took on a variety of rock and pop music and says that the crowd is always impressed with the students' work.
I know today we're going to have at least 1,000 people, students, staff, audience included, in this auditorium, packed, dancing and up and just yelling and screaming, because that's what happened last year.
The auditorium was indeed filled, and Hill says that the conservatory plans to host the event for many years to come.
The Pine River Fire Department on Saturday put into service some new gear, which will be a critical part in continuing to serve their community.
FEMA paid for the majority of the cost for the replacement of the firefighters' personal protective gear, a new Cascade system, and 12 air packs. It also provided for a pack known as an RIT system, which is used to help rescue a firefighter who may be lost or trapped inside of a burning structure. Pine River did have to provide a matching 5% grant, which Captain Mike Kaler says would not be possible without strong community support at their annual pig roast.
We normally gross close to $50,000 each year at that fundraiser, which is unheard of. But it's due to our volunteers and due to our very dedicated community. So it's thanks to that money that we're able to contribute towards this grant, and it does not cost the taxpayers a dime.
Wisconsin Congressman Tom Tiffany was among those who attended Saturday morning. In total, FEMA provided over $200,000 for the grant. Police say the man responsible for killing 10 people and wounding 10 more during a mass shooting in a predominantly Asian suburb of Los Angeles is now dead. Officers say he took his own life as SWAT team members surrounded his van just hours after the attack.
Jay Gray is in Monterey Park, California, near the scene of the deadly attack, and has the latest.
Additional units requested, multiple victims, gunshot wounds.
A spray of gunfire cuts through a packed Monterey Park dance club. The scene chaos as police first arrive.
And my young officers did their job, searched for a suspect, and then came back and had to deal with the carnage that was inside. And it was extensive.
10 dead. 10 more wounded. The suspect, according to police, on the run, showing up at a similar ballroom in nearby Alhambra about 20 minutes later, where he's confronted by people inside the club.
And he was disarmed by two community members who I consider to be heroes because they saved lives.
As he escapes, witnesses get a glimpse of his vehicle.
They have this white cargo van completely surrounded right now.
Police tracking it down 12 hours later in Torrance.
They're breaching the van.
Inside, 72-year-old Hu Can Tran, the man police say is responsible for the killing spree, dead from what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. According to investigators, evidence inside the van ties Tran to both locations. What it doesn't do is help to explain how or why it happened. And it does little to ease the concerns of this frightened, grieving community.
Hearing this happen now is just very shocking, very sad, you know, because it's just confirming that there's no safe place anymore.
We ask for your mercy into those rooms.
Jay Gray, NBC News, Monterey Park, California.
Coming up next in sports, the Houday Cross Country Ski Challenge took place over the weekend.
We'll bring you all the results and highlights.
And some areas of dense fog developing out there this morning, along with some freezing drizzle and snow flurries. Your full forecast coming up after the break.
Try this. The next time you're with a group of people, say the word pie really loud and watch everyone's reaction.
Get the latest news on the weekends with Newswatch 12. Saturday and Sunday at 10 with your weekend news team. Kyle Pazorski, Mohammed Abdul Kawi, and Conrad Sipinski. Newswatch 12.
My life changed dramatically. I was having trouble putting on socks and tying shoes and had such back pain. And after treatment by Dr. Dave, it's just been incredible. I'm back doing the things I love, biking and playing hockey and golf, no limitation.
Most commonly, people come in, the symptoms in one area, but the problem is actually starting in another. You have to look at all areas, find the root of the problem, fix everything at once.
Again, no pain, and that's the thing I love about the care that's here. Dr. Drager takes his time with patients. These things are non-invasive. It's a treatment that is not painful in the least. Dr. Drager has done wonders for me, and I think he can do the same for you.
Is your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it, but you don't know where to start? Then let VCI Bath & Shower show you how to turn that old bath into an aisle of beauty and functionality.
Remodeling our bathroom was a big decision for us.
They didn't make a mess out of our house at all. And at the end of the day, we had a beautiful new bathroom.
For a limited time, be one of the first 100 callers who schedule a free in-home consultation and receive $500 off. Factory-trained and certified installers made in the USA and discounts for seniors and military.
The Northwoods provides plenty of beauty year-round, and the weather events that develop can produce some amazing photos. Submit yours online at WJFW's weather photo section on the website to share with the WJFW weather team.
Alrighty, welcome back. Let's get things rolling out there this morning, and overall we're looking pretty decent across the region. So alright, so we're seeing some clouds currently moving through. It's calm out there. We're noticing a little bit of freezing drizzle, a little bit of snow flurry action out there, and some fog as well across the southern parts of the state. So we are noticing that here, mainly along the south of Merrill. We're down there a few miles in general, but not as bad further off towards the north. It's kind of a dreary morning where you might want just a little bit more coffee this morning. Further off towards the north and west, we're watching clouds moving in. For the northwest to the south and east, along with some snow showers. We'll see some snow showers today. The general idea here is less than a half an inch, so it won't be anything meaningful at all with this area low pressure here that'll be moving in our direction. Meanwhile, the northeastern parts of the U.S., check out this winter storm they're currently seeing this morning from the southwest to north and east. Some areas could see up to a foot of snow there before they're all finished up, but not for us. We're just going to see a little bit, and that'll be about all. Futurecast for today, nothing too meaningful on the way. There's that little bit of snow arriving by about 2 o'clock or so later this afternoon. That'll move through. We'll keep the snow flurries and snow showers going on and off overnight through parts of early Tuesday morning with a little bit of a break from time to time too. But in general, we're stuck in this pattern where we'll have a few snow showers or snow flurries. We'll get a break. The clouds may try to break up briefly, and then we'll have another system moving in. That'll keep the clouds around, and the cycle pretty much repeats itself for most of this week. So a rather dull week around here with just a little bit of snow, but nothing too meaningful. Like I said, a lot less than a half inch on the way before we're all finished up, so we'll be dealing with that moving forward today. A little bit of wind on the way, getting up to around 20 to 25 miles per hour today out of the west, going toward the east. But look what happens here. They really start to calm down later on tonight. By Tuesday morning, we'll be back to around 5 to 10 miles per hour overall, so the wind less noticeable as we head towards Tuesday. But here's the temperatures right now. There's certainly a bite to the air this morning when you have temperatures like this in the lower to middle teens. I mean, usually when the wind's calm, it's not as bad, especially when you have temperatures like this. But we have wind out there this morning, so it feels like this out there this morning. Ashland feeling like 0 degrees. Antigo, 2 degrees, Rhinelander 1 degree. So it's definitely chilly across the northwoods when you factor in the wind, so definitely bundle up and cover the exposed skin as you head out the door. Lower 20s today is what we'll do for the high temperatures. Afternoon snow showers. Winds will still be a little gusty out of the southwest at about 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 16 degrees snow showers, but becoming mostly cloudy from time to time as well, with that west wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. Smaller chances for snow as we head towards Tuesday. The chances kind of fluctuate up and down throughout the rest of the week, but notice accumulations will not be a big deal at all this week. Might have a little bit, and that'll be about all. But really the bigger story, though, look at the weekend. We start cooling off again, and as another little Arctic blast moves in with teens in single digits for high temperatures on the way, and Saturday night lows up around 10 below. So I know Jackie not going to like this.
I do not appreciate that, Devin. I have actually been faring well. I mean, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm not denying it. I can live, we can coexist, me and negative 10.
But regardless, it was a big weekend for sports here in the Northwoods.
Skiers hit the trails along with the Bucks heading to the rim for another weekend matchup.
Serenity Douglas has your latest local sports.
The Hodag Challenge cross-country ski races wrapped up today at the Cedric A. Vig Outdoor Classroom in Rhinelander. Skiers all across Wisconsin, the Upper Peninsula, and Minnesota gathered to compete in this event. In the girls' varsity race, Fran Peterson from Chippewa Valley Nordic won the event with a time of 34 minutes and 4 seconds. Finishing in 6th place was Eleanor Bennett from the Wausau Nordic United team, finishing with a time of 36 minutes and 10 seconds. For the boys' varsity race, Ben Dalbley from Peak Nordic won the event with a time of 28 minutes and 14 seconds. Finishing in 2nd place was Casey Van Hefty from Lakeland team, finishing with a time of 29 minutes and 34 seconds. Congrats to all of the racers that competed this weekend. The Milwaukee Bucks headed to Cleveland to face off with the Cavaliers Saturday. But the 5th game in a row, Giannis Antetokounmpo is out nursing a knee soreness. But with the Cavaliers star player Evan Mobley, the Bucks definitely could have used a Greek freak. Cavalier was coming off of a tough loss to the Golden State Warriors coming into this game. While Chris Middleton and Giannis were not dressed out for yet another game. Cavaliers breakout player Evan Mobley, only 21 years old, finished 19 of 27 from the field and had his top playing performance as a pro without making a free throw or three-pointer. He walked away with a career high of 38 points. The Bucks fell to the Cavaliers 114 to 102. Drew Holiday scores 28 and Bobby Portis added 23 for Milwaukee. Coach Budenholzer spoke about the team's turnovers that cost them the game.
Drew's just got the ball in his hands a ton. We're asking a lot of him, putting him in, a lot of stuff. The guys are trying, and, we have our stretches or we have moments, where it really hurts us, but, it's just an area where we can improve.
The Bucks are scheduled to play the Detroit Pistons today. And good news for them, Giannis and Chris Middleton are listed as probable. Back to y'all.
Thank you, Serenity. And coming up, find out who won this weekend's championship snowmobile derby in Eagle River.
But first, Howard is in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with a recipe for candy bar pie.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers.
If you're like us here in the Test Kitchen, all you have to do is mention the word pie and everyone's ears perk up. I'm not sure what it is about pie that makes everyone so giddy. And with today being National Pie Day, I figured we should honor the occasion by whipping up a pie that has become one of our new favorites. We start off by cutting some candy bars into small pieces. As for the kind, that's up to you, but we think the gooier the better. We set those aside and mix together some cream cheese and sugar until it's smooth. Once it is, we beat in a couple of eggs, one at a time. Then we add in some sour cream and some peanut butter. And we keep beating it until it looks light like this. Now, we line the bottom of a store-bought pie crust that we've baked off with the candy that we've cut up. On top of that, we spoon on the filling and into the oven it goes until the center is set. After it cools, we finish it off with a basic ganache, which is simply some chocolate chips that we melted in warmed up heavy cream. Once it's set, it's ready to serve. I do have to warn you, though, that this is one of those desserts that seems to disappear in a flash. The good news is the recipe for our candy bar pie is online now, just in time for us to celebrate National Pie Day. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we created a gooier way for you to enjoy all of the, ooh, it's so good.
When searching for your next truck, you want your truck to last. Get the job done right with a Lenz truck. We have them all. Half-ton trucks, Power Strokes, Cummins, Duramax, SUVs, over 800 to choose from. Know that all Lenz trucks are fully inspected, certified clean, and can be bought hassle-free online. Go now to lenztruck.com.
Lenz Truck, Lenz Truck. We got the trucks at Lenz Truck.
We got the trucks.
As a combat wounded veteran, I know how hard it is to come home and build a meaningful life. When I was in Iraq, our vehicle was hit. A rocket-propelled grenade exploded right under my seat. Traumatic brain injury, a fractured pelvis, severe burns. They didn't think I was going to make it. I had to learn to walk again and live with the scars, both visible and invisible.
DAV helps veterans like LaToya get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
With DAV on my side, I was able to pursue my dreams. If my story can touch a heart, it can change a life. My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
LaToya Lucas, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
When we walk, when we reach, when we play, we're moving through life. But an estimated 80% of Americans aren't getting their recommended daily amount of physical activity. It's time to move and keep moving, America. And when you need help, physical therapists and physical therapist assistants are by your side. Because we are meant to climb, to dance, to soar, to thrive. Choose to move. Choose physical therapy.
News Watch 12 today with Jackie Smith, Michael Lodeholtz, and Devin Biggs.
And welcome back. This weekend was the 60th World Championship Snowmobile Derby in Eagle River, with multiple racers taking home the Golden Eagle Trophy. Danik Lambert took home the Pro Champ race. Marcus Catlin won the F500. Joe Schneider won the Outlaw 600, and Matt Gady took home the Golden Eagle for the World Championship. The next event at the World Championship Derby Complex will be the Legends Lap on February 16th, kicking off the Snowmobile Hall of Fame ceremony on the 19th.
Always fun to go out there. I didn't get a chance to get out there, but I've been out there in the past, and it's definitely really cool, though. When I was a reporter, they let me go on the roof of the press box to get some cool video of the event. So it was definitely really cool, and it's definitely compared to like the big NASCAR race of only in this case it's snowmobiling. Just I think it was Indy 500, I think, or something like that.
Indy 500, Daytona 500, all the old 500s.
Yeah, basically it's compared to NASCAR, and that's pretty big when it's compared to NASCAR.
Yeah, I kind of regret not going. It looks super cool. I was like talking to my mom all weekend. I was like, oh, we should have gone. We should have gone.
There's always next year. Oh,
there's next year. Or the Legends.
February 16th.
Yeah, there's Legends left. Like, I definitely want to go.
February or January?
February 16th. Well, January 16th has already passed.
Okay, so, oh yeah, that's right. It's
so February 16th.
It's been a very long Monday, so I'm just going to send it to trivia right now before it gets even longer. When the sun rises, or when the sun shines on water droplets in the air, what do we see? Do we see tornadoes, clouds, a rainbow, or Michael's car form? The answer when we come back.
That spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on? Sure, it's wireless. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password? It's Buick Envision. That's a really tight spot. I used to hate parallel parking. Me too.
The Buick Envision, built around you, all of you.
Get 3.9% APR and no monthly payments for 90 days on Buick SUV models. Visit your North Central Wisconsin Buick dealer.
When the owners of Kelk Land Improvement and Kelk Septic Service of Woodruff want the forecast for the Northwoods, they go to WJFW.com and check their hometown weather.
Available 24/7 at WJFW.com.
If you've been detained by a police officer, don't attack, attempt to disarm, or flee. Seek a legal solution after the encounter has been resolved.
Let's keep everyone safe. Comply now and complain later.
At Chevy, the holidays mean going places and doing things you love to do with friends and family. Visit your local Chevy dealer, and when you find your red tag, you find your deal. Then make the most of your time with the people who matter most. Find new moments, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2022 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups, or get $1,500 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners get $2,500 cash allowance.
Hope, where are you hiding? I search for you in the seconds, the minutes of each and every day. Hear me as I call out to you. Welcome me home. Alone we stood, divided we fell. No longer. Now we choose to make the connection. Our new mission lies within. Visit MakeTheConnection.net to learn more.
These days, news seems to come from all directions, and it can be overwhelming. Simplify your intake by watching news from where you live. WJFW NBC News Watch 12. We deliver critical local and national news, sports highlights, and weather updates. Watch us daily on Channel 12. Visit us at WJFW.com or like us on Facebook. We are NBC News Watch 12.
Bolger Cremation and Funeral Services in Woodruff.
And a special birthday shout out to our country store winner this morning, Layla Shanawat from Lac du Flambeau. Happy birthday and congratulations. You win a free ice cream cone and scoop from the country store in Eagle River.
To enter that special someone or coworker in Newswatch 12's birthday club, just head over to WJFW.com at least 2 weeks before their special day. That's where you can enter their name and upload a photo for us to air. You can also send us a photo and information to the station. Attention Northwoods Birthday Club, 3217 County Road G, right here in Rhinelander.
Alrighty, so trivia for today. When the sun shines on water droplets in the air, what do we see for Michael? We know you want to say your car,
It's
right?
C, it's a rainbow.
I
It's
want
not
to
my
say
car.
Michael's car so bad, but it's a rainbow.
A caveman or cavewoman can also guess this. Yes, a rainbow.
Thanks for taking it easy on us this Monday.
Yes, it's been a weird Monday, so I figured I'd look for an easy question today. So, yeah, a rainbow, because when you get the sunlight kind of refracting or bending off of the water droplets in the air, and that's where we get the rainbow, and sometimes even a double rainbow if you're really lucky. Well, otherwise, let's get things rolling this morning. Not too much going on right now. Just some clouds, a little bit of fog, freezing drizzles, snow flurries. Kind of the blob morning where Michael should be drinking 3 cups of coffee this morning, but I think he's only had 1 this morning at this point. But still a few snow showers. Kind of development going from the northwest, going toward the south and east. We'll have less than a ½ inch of snow today, so nothing too ridiculous on the way. And this is at least through parts of Tuesday morning. So again, not too much excitement going on here at all. It'll be rather quiet out there. And even though the 7-day forecast looks a little busy, it's very small chances for snow flurries and snow showers. So they might get a little bit of accumulations each day, but nothing meaningful though. But really the big attention grabber will be this weekend with the cool down on the way. I know the ice fishermen and women will love that though, because that'll hopefully help to firm some of this ice up a little bit, because it's been very uncertain with some of the lakes that have been having some ice issues.
I'm surprised you didn't take that chance to mock me for -10. But I mean, honestly, besides the benefit it has for the ice on the lakes, do you actually like -10?
No, no one likes -10. That hurts.
See?
It hurts. But there are people out there that are like, oh, I've been at -50. This is nothing. So
exactly. Just because you've been in those horrible temps doesn't mean you enjoy them. It means you've survived.
You've existed in them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. See, I'm just gonna plan. I'm gonna warm up. I'm gonna cuddle with Flora and Olivia from a distance. Can't cuddle with them
Flora
together.
might be mad at you right now after you threw her under the bus on the show today.
She doesn't understand humans, so we're fine. She ignores everything I say.
Anyway, before the show wraps up, you have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
When you need help feeding your family, call the Family Food Helpline. Good Monday morning.
Good job, guys.